knows a lot about winning on the world's biggest stage. 2002, he helped Team Canada to end a 50-year gold medal drought at the Olympics. It's fitting the Flames legend stopped by for a visit this morning. Hello.
Morning.
What do you think? Canada, pretty significant game yesterday.
Well, I think it's a pretty dominant performance all
Wasn't
the way
it?
around. So, you know, a great team, and you know, to only score 17 goals over 6 games, and then only allowing, you know, the amount of goals that they did was pretty amazing to see that and to watch it.
And people saying that this was one of the best, certainly defensive cores that has ever been assembled on a team. But you played on a pretty good team in 2002.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So, you know, it's such a great tournament, such a great experience, and you know, to be on the world stage like that, and you know, I have some really great memories of Salt Lake, and you know, it was fun to watch these guys. You know, I think there was a lot of doubt from you know, the so-called experts, and,
right.
and you know, they were a little leery about how Carey Price was going to play, but you know, from top to bottom, they were pretty amazing. And you know, for Sidney Crosby to only have 2 goals in the tournament and they win the gold medal is pretty significant. Shows you the depth of the team that they did have.
Talk more about that, because, you know, I mean, back when you played, I mean, you played in the hockey city, and it's always hard. The media is always hard, and the media was certainly hard on you. But right now, it's just, I mean, you know, people tweeting, I mean, if you pay attention to that stuff, it can really get under your skin.
Yeah, but you know, as a player, you want to be an elite player, you know, those are the type of situations and the type of tournaments that you want to play in, and you know, and when you're actually at the Olympics and you're in the village, you're not exposed to all that anyway. So you know, your focus is to get ready for each game, and you know, be with your teammates and be with the rest of Team Canada, and so it's not. I don't think it's as bad as everybody thinks it is, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's no better place to be in you know, in February than being a member of Team Canada at the Olympics.
No kidding. What do you think the NHL is going to look like this week when things get back underway?
Well, it's a tough transition to go back and play, but you know, obviously, you know, we've trained our whole lives to play hockey, and you know, the first game's a little tough, and then after that, you get back into the swing of things.
Well, that's obviously an enormous part of your life, but sort of a new chapter. Well, it's not that new anymore. But I want to talk about a woman named Kim Barthel that you are currently working with.
Yes.
Who is she, and how did you find her?
Well, I would say that she's probably one of the top 10 therapists in the world dealing with childhood trauma. And her and I met at a conference in Winnipeg a couple of years ago, and I sat in on her presentation for about 45 minutes, and I was absolutely blown away at the information that she was providing to the people that were there. And so I sat down with her for dinner after the conference, and you know, we had a really great chat, and so I invited her to come to Calgary for a weekend, and we sat at my kitchen table for a weekend, and you know, after she left, I realized that that I absolutely had 0 chance of turning out the way that I turned out because of, you know, what happened to me as a child growing up in a very chaotic home, and then, you know, the abuse that happened as well, and you know, it took away a lot of the shame that I was carrying around for many, many years, and so the two of us have really spent the last 2 years rewiring my brain from all this trauma I suffered as a kid, and not only that, I've learned so much about the subject, and you know, I'm now a teacher, I'm now a healer, and so the more information I have, you know, the better it is when somebody approaches me, which they do on a daily basis, is that I can help them get to that place where they're even starting to think about starting their own healing process and their own healing journey. So, you know, she's an incredible woman who has helped me tremendously over the last couple of years, and you know, I feel really comfortable in my own skin now, and it really has been amazing.
Well, and I mean, you've been very open about your history and your journey. But you're doing an event with her where I have to think this is the most naked you could possibly be, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be sort of talking with her through your experiences in front of an audience for a day.
Well, I think people get freaked out about the therapy process, and you know, we have this stigma around asking for help. It's actually okay to ask for help, you know, and we need to ask for help. You know, I tried to do it many years by myself and failed horribly every time. So, so we bring this to a live forum of her and I just having a conversation about, you know, about the things that happened to me in the past. But more than that is that, you know, to show people that I'm in a comfortable enough place in my life where I can stand in front of anybody and really talk about the core issues that that happen around childhood trauma. And 1 in every 4 people who walk the face of the earth have suffered childhood trauma in their life. So we've done a couple of conferences, one in Nanaimo and one in Winnipeg, and I can tell you that the magic that happened in that room those 2 days was incredible, and it was fun to be to watch it. So, you know, in the afternoon we do our live session, and then the last 2 or 3 hours of the conference we're actually interacting with the crowd, and you know, there's a lot of therapists in the audience, and there's a lot of you know, survivors that are, you know, need a push and need some hope, I guess.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be an incredibly transformative experience for many people. It is called Elevating the Conversation, Moving Beyond Sexual Abuse and Trauma, at the Westin on March 14th from 8:30 to 4. For more information and links, make sure you head to breakfasttelevision.ca. It is always lovely to see you.
Yes, thanks, and congratulations to Canada. I think, you know, we are a world power now in winter sports, and that's a good thing.
Well, somebody here led the charge not too long ago. So come back, bring your guitar.